Julie Dickson.
Thank you. This is called On Its Way to Somewhere. Waves ripple down as sparkling diamonds over rocks as they splash and fall. The gentle whisper of stream is pleasant. My eyes behold the sound as I sit contemplating the sky. As the clear blueness reaches out like fine cloth covering my head, the blanket above the tree line, blue against green. Small branches disappearing into sky. From this distance, I can only see the largeness of trunks and the blur of leaves, hiding invisible life within safe branches. The birds dwell in nest, a squirrel or spider, but from far away, life may not exist, only that I know it is there, hidden from view. Restless as a blowing leaf across a burnt-out land, catching in a crack and breaking free to fly again. Unsettled, cannot light for long, traveling through the sky as though searching outward purposely. Must find the way to fly alone. Flies along past leaf-filled trees, not recognizing allies there, not joining familiarity, just well on its way to somewhere. Bob asked me to read this one, and I had planned on it. It's something that I actually wrote in 1992 for a peace day when I was living in Exeter and going to the Unitarian Church. It's called Peacemaker. Who can be the peacemaker, keeping us content, calming all our differences with harmonious intent? Who can solve all crises and end the lasting struggle, preserving calm tranquility, preventing future trouble? Is there such a person? For I would come to know that with her mere existence a peaceful calm would grow. People in agreement, disputes forever waned, knowing that hostilities would not be seen again. Truly, we must wonder if quarrels can ever end. Can we be the peacemakers with the means to send our message to all people to seek and find a way to communicate and listen and find peace day by day? I am not just a poet, I also write fantasy fiction and young adult fiction, and I'm just going to read a little part from my book, Chronicles of Dragon Lore, which is actually sort of an analogy of a fantasy realm with dragons, fairies, and humans, and they face issues not unlike we do in our world. One evening in summer when the air was warm and the sounds carried, I heard voices from outside the glen. I spoke to Roeth, and he told me that there were voices that I could hear calling the fairies. I had often heard of fairies, and since both Baneth and Clareth had spoken of them, I asked Roeth whether I might be permitted to see them. Raggeth, we shall go together when the moon comes up, but understand that fairies, in their very nature, are storytellers. They want to hear the dragon lore, but we risk discovery in the telling. We must protect our colony at all costs. Fairies will repeat the stories throughout the large land, and we cannot let ourselves be betrayed, even with the temptation of storytelling, which is great. I assured Roeth that I would not speak, and even that if I had wanted to, I had no stories to tell the fairies. We entered into the glen where the forest folk sat and heard their words. Out in the fields where the wild thyme grows, we sit under the moon glistening, full as the campfire soars, a handful of thyme, a fistful of rosemary, scented smoke spiraling upward to the midnight sky. First calling the fairies, come one, come all, come dance and sing this enchanted eve. The fairies began to appear, shimmery in their appearance. I was intrigued but not fearful, since I stood with Roweth in the shadows, unseen. The fairies settled at the campfire, and the forest folk spoke again. To the fire then throw 2 fistfuls of Asamel basilicum, and call the dragons forth. The fairies began to dance and chant, calling all dragons, calling you near. The fire is calling, calling you here. We are not afraid, old dragons of lore, inviting you here to share dragon lore. The main character of the book is called Raggeth, and he is a scribe. He scribes dragon lore, and he meets with humans and finds that humans are responsible in their world for causing war. This is Raggeth's poem, Dragon Lore. At the first light of twilight, after each day's hunt, Raggeth settles into scribe. Long into night, poring over his quill, writing as if to survive. Nature of fairies, dark dragon past. Raggeth recalls the lore. Human destruction to the realm of peace, stories to be explored. Draketh and knoweth, great dragon leaders, penned for all to read. Remembered sons, forgotten evil, lessons must be lessons all must heed. Years in passing human friends, messages to send. Hythus dream, peace in the realm, and so his scribing ends. One of my personal causes from many people that I support, I live up in Dover, Somersworth area, but a really good friend of mine is very involved in the Taiji dolphins. I don't know if some are familiar with the dolphin hunt that's done in Japan, but they herd and corral dolphins into a cove and choose ones to capture for SeaWorld, and many of the others are slaughtered, and it's very sad. So this poem I wrote for one of the dolphin websites. It's called, What Did We Do to You? What did we do to you, we cry, as many brothers and sisters die. Our family pods just glide along as rhythmically as a well-known song. You swim in our sea, we watch you learn. Humans are strange, but we do not turn away from you. We often stay, and near your boats you watch us play. Among the waves we glide, we sail, propelled along by our strong tails. Not all of you are bad, we know. We've even helped you far below when dangers threaten human life. Dolphins rescued you from strife. And still you pay us back this way? Humans see us now as prey? The ocean is no place for you. We live out in the sea that's blue. We cannot teach our kind to flee from our home beneath the sea. We cannot visit you on land. Better you stay upon your sand. Dolphins were too trusting, true, but what did we ever do to you? I'll just finish up with another cause that I did years ago for whales. And this poem actually hung in the Whale Center of New England, which was then called the Cetacean Research Unit in Gloucester, from 1986 to 1990. It's called Listen Closely. Whales, man to live, forget, together, each in peace, free forever. To be brothers, not have to flee, man is friend, not enemy. Hearts are heavy, the sea belongs to those live there, wild and strong. Ancient creatures of the deep, teach to us the words to keep. Shrill laughter, peaceful calls, whales' music fills the halls. Strong words, gentle, firm, whales, man, each in turn. Sorrow, joy, they call once more, and still they answer as before. Much to learn from seas below. Listen closely, begin to grow.